Welcome back. You're still watching World Insight with me, Tian Wei. Many communities worldwide reel from wildfires threatening their homes and amid scorching heat waves. Chongqing, a municipality in southwest China, has waged battles against the heat waves and droughts this summer. What made matters worse is a raft of spreading wildfires since August the 17th. People from different walks of life lost no time in efforts to beat back the raging flames. One resident who caught the eye of many is a foreign teacher pitching in the battle against the blaze. He's Dr. Francis Stonier, a 42-year-old American and a teacher at the city's Southwest University. Dr. Stonier taught people how to use chainsaws and went to mountains to cut wood that serve as fire barriers. His efforts were shared on social media, melting the hearts of many. After moving to Chongqing in 2017, he now views the city as his second home. I talked to him recently. Your stories have been, in fact, impressed a lot of people.
It's been a big surprise for me, too.
So you are one of those heroes, many heroes, shall I say, that are fighting against the forest fire in Sichuan.
Yes, it's a large group and definitely a group effort for sure. So I just was a tiny piece of that.
Yeah, so you are a teacher, in fact, now in the Southwest University. How did you ended up fighting a forest fire in Sichuan?
Well, the fire was close enough with the mountain. Early on when it started, it was a windy night, and the smoke was even coming into our apartment here on campus. So we were well aware of it. And then my wife had told me that there was a call for anyone with any chainsaw experience, and she knew I had done a bit back in the U.S. So she asked if I'd be willing to do it, and I said absolutely. So
how is the forest fire now?
It's all extinguished. The professionals did a fantastic job, as did the regular citizens, but the Yunnan firefighters left just the other day. But yeah, everything's out. It's just cleanup at this stage, is my understanding. It's looking really good.
I'm glad to hear that, really. You know, for many of those who are watching our interview, they did not know, where Sichuan is in China and where you are in Sichuan. And tell us more where geographically you are and why is it do you see a very serious fire this time?
Well, Chongqing's right next to Chengdu, but we're kind of a bit out of city center. We're a bit north, kind of end of the line. So we're kind of a little isolated, but we're still part of Chongqing. But yeah, we had, gosh, we made records in other ways too. We had the highest temperatures in all of China right in Beibei for, I guess, almost a week straight, maybe more. And then, you add some flames and just perfect storm where it all comes together. So.
Right. And it was really serious. The smoke was coming into your window, right?
Yeah, no, it was coming right in through our kitchen windows. I put some bags over that and warned some of my colleagues too. It was the first time they'd seen anything like that. Just gave them a few tips on how to be safe with some of that there.
How did you end up fighting the fire in the deep forest? How did that go?
Well, I actually didn't get to the point of flames. I worked with an assembly group getting chainsaws together for most of the day. And then I did go up the mountain, but was ultimately stopped kind of at the final entry point. They were just too concerned about having a foreigner in there. And I can't blame them at all. It's hundreds of volunteers from all walks of life. And, oh, here's this guy, they don't know me. So, and in the language barrier, I had a translator, but it's tough. So don't blame them a bit. I totally understand.
So you were actually together working with your colleagues trying to assemble some of the chainsaws because it was quite a technical thing how to assemble them. Not many Chinese use them. So what was it like, on the site, under the sun, the hottest weather, as you say, trying to make them work and also distribute them once you are done with it?
Well, fortunately, it got pretty organized once it was all laid out. Me and a few other local Chinese, both surnamed Li, were helping me. They probably even have more experience than I did, but the three of us were kind of working together to get the first few together outside where it was brutally hot. And then we started supervising and helping other teams inside, put this part here. And then we did the final safety checks. But we were making sure they were gassed and oiled properly once they were assembled. Then they were all taken to a different staging area and tested once again. And then the chainsaw groups are formed to head up the mountain.
Why chainsaw so important this time?
Well, the way they were fighting the fire initially was to cut a fire line. So, but when there's that big a gap, the flames can't jump to the next set of trees. They just hit dirt and stop. So I would assume we would have been in charge of, clearing fallen trees to make sure roads were clear, maybe even helping cut that fire line a bit. So that probably would have been the task that mostly would have been done there.
What was it like, when you were working with your partners? Many of people you do not even know, you only know their surname, like the two Mr. Lees you just mentioned.
I was honestly just so pleased and impressed. I mean, I was very well accepted. It wasn't, oh, get out of the way, foreigner. They're like, no, please help. It's great. So everybody seemed, really just trying to work together, trying to stay out of each other's ways. I mean, there's volunteers carrying all sorts of, water and fire extinguishers and more boxes in, and we're just all trying to get out of each other's ways to make sure everybody can help in the best way they could. So it really, as chaotic as it kind of seemed at the time, it really went together very well. So it was.
Were the two Mr. Lee easy to work with?
Yeah, they were great guys. One is a bartender who actually works really close to campus. The other, I didn't catch his profession, unfortunately, but really great guys. We were just kind of even trying to help each other because the instruction booklet only told you about 2 steps of about 10. And we're like, what's this extra part for? We got to figure out where this goes. So we eventually figured it all out, got it together, and then we're just doing it about 50 times after that. So
Did you leave each other with the WeChat address or something?
Yeah, we're the chainsaw group I was in. We still have a group, and we still chat a little bit. And I actually saw one of the members with his young son when I was out with my daughter for dinner last night. So we got another picture together.
That's nice. It's an unforgettable experience, isn't it?
It sure is. Yeah, I did not expect any kind of response like this. It's been somewhat overwhelming. It's
yeah. Many say when a crisis happens, it's the best time to see the true nature of people around you, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean,
what have you learned?
It was just an outpour of support and help from the whole community. I mean, people are donating anything they can, from money to water to headlamps. I mean, there's different calls. Hey, we need more gloves, or hey, we need towels. And it wasn't, oh, will I get paid for this? Or oh, I need time. Like the motorcycle workers, most of them are delivery workers. They're not doing their job if they're volunteering. They're not getting paid for that. So just everybody jumping out, especially as it continued. I mean, they're even having to turn volunteers away because so many want to help, and there's just not enough room or materials. So it was really remarkable to see, that the community really comes together like that in a crisis.
Were your wife nervous about this?
It's definitely. I got a lot of calls from her. I had to hang up on her a few times, like busy.
What was it like when she saw you home?
Oh, very happy. She was. She was with her young daughter as well. I think they were just relieved to see that I was okay, and they're like, "It's okay. They sent you back. It's good." But
and your daughter must be very impressed by the father, who is a hero.
Oh, yeah. She seems to be enjoying it. It's a good feeling from the father's end too, though. Yeah, definitely.
How old is she?
About 5.5. Yeah. So like, Daddy, were you up there cutting down trees? It's like, no, not quite. Would have been though.
Wow.
But no, it's been good. It's been good.
Yeah. You've been living in China for years, right?
Getting close to about 5 years now, if you combine everything. How
would you describe, the place where you settle down now?
Well, aside from this summer, it's usually very pleasant. There's a lot of nature here. When you want the urban setting, it's very easy to get downtown, whether you're driving or taking a taxi or the subway. So very different than back home. I was very close to Atlanta in Georgia. But this is a much bigger urban setting. But yeah, a lot of interesting things here. Great people, and I've enjoyed the work. It's been very interesting work here at the university too.
When I got to know what you did, I really work very hard with my team, try to reach you. And, the reason is that it's not just a story about, let's work on this fire, but also, how much warmth it brings to people in a way. At this time when we see, seems in politics or, in international environment, the trust deficit has been a rising problem. And we see people, like common folks, volunteer to make sure that they are participating in a cause that's important for everyone.
Yeah, I mean, I view this as my home, and the people around me are, my people basically. I mean, it's not, oh, it's us and them. It's, I'm viewing China and Chongqing as my home, so I should treat it as such. I wish I didn't have so much of a language barrier. I just kind of did what I feel most people hopefully would, when you need it. And, it was just, I wasn't expecting a lot of gratitude from it. I've been so blown away by it. Just so unexpected.